And want to talk about my dabbles in the narcology, okay? I'd like to note the first usage of the word narc meant a snitch, someone who tells on somebody or is actually an undercover agent. That's a liar and a trickster, shapeshifter, con artist. And these people get to do it legally, so they don't have to carry the guilt around screwing people over. Narc. Uh, Narcissist, okay? A while ago, a few years ago, I started to combine the word narc with path, like psychopath, sociopath, narcopathy. Um, it's like it fit better. I mean, if you want to see an excellent illustration of narcopathy, it'd be Scarface. In the movie Scarface, there's so many examples. Like when look, narc rage, examples of narc rage. And I come up with some new terms. There's narcoline, which is a borderline narcissist. You know what I'm saying? Frickin' and narcozoidal, like schizoidal, and narcophrenic. You know what I'm saying? Frickin' like when a narc knows he's about to get exposed, they might start acting narcophrenic. You know what I'm saying? Which is a narc in a panic because they know they're losing control. Like ever since I've learned about this narcissism, a lot of people, like, they change the way they treat me. Like they don't openly try that shizzle on me so easily. You know what I'm saying? But sometimes I've been duped with the duping delight. And duping delight's like when someone baits you into a freaking argument and you finally start coming back with the frickin' fire back at them. You're just mirroring them. You're just upping the ante. Your brinkmanship, one-upmanship, and you see them get the joy when they see you savage out, when they see you go ghetto, and you know what I'm saying? It's like narcozoid. That's like these people are so, like, around some people they're one way. But you'll see them in a different setting, and they're totally different. They're a total tyrant, a total mean person, a total control freak, a total freaking micro manager, and they are like have no boundaries. Uh, and That's also kind of like look, narcoline, the borderline. It's like they. I see that as that's a fractured person. They're not different people, they're different parts of themselves at different points in life. That, like, when they were a kid, something happened. Then something happened when they were a teenager. Something happened when they were a young adult. Something happened when they were middle aged. Something's happening when they're in their current age. And they, between these things, like they'll go and talk in a little voice like this, or they'll get all like this with the rage. Like, look, they jockey and posture and switch masks. Like an emotion, certain emotion in the right sequence with the right narcissistic injury. You know what I'm saying? That's like when Scarface and his woman has a fight, and he's like, "Your womb is poisoned," and then she, like, basically rebukes him back, and then he gets all crazy, I think, and slaps her down to the ground. You know what I'm saying? Frickin' because narc injury. Or like when he went narcocidal on his homie, frickin' when he banged his little sister without his permission. Because, you know, look, it's like overuse of boundaries is just as bad as having no boundaries. You know what I'm saying? In order to live a cohesive coexistence with people, you gotta give some ass to get some ass. You know what I'm saying? But I've learned so much, and there's no reason to use the scientific terminology. That was just agreed upon by a bunch of dudes, bunch of Masons, secret society members, who try to speak in like Latin to sound cooler than they are, because nobody understands Latin because it sucks. You know what I'm saying? My humble opinion. And hey, whatever, you can call me a narc if you want to. Um, it's like anyway, it's like with this understanding, and with awareness of all these different aspects, uh, uh, of like how these, like, it's knowing, look, like if you're a tracker or a hunter, it's like one of the best ways to ensure your success before you run into your prey or another hunter like a bear or mountain lion. You understand its habits, its territory, its sounds, the shape of its feet, and you can. I've heard this. It's like abused people, damaged people. You can. There's telltale signs. You can go back, like trace the footsteps, like a tracker hunts an animal, and it's so true. I mean, and I've been figuring these things out. Like, not every, uh, not every narc is created equal, or they're not all the same monster. It's a spectrum, okay, between the covert narc, overt narc, and I'll even say there's a middle ground narc, where, you know what I'm saying, where you might flux like like narc polar, you know what I'm saying, where you're going on this shift between covert narc and overt narc. It depends. Like if you're on top and you're winning in life, you're freaking grandiose. Oh, you get to say whatever you want because you're paying for the bill. You know what I'm saying? Or the covert narc who's, yes ma'am, yes sir, like a butler. But really, they control the whole household. They sweep up your footprints. They know when you sleep. They check your pockets when they do the frickin' laundry. You know what I'm saying? And they steal stuff. And when no one's around, they got their legs kicked up. They got their legs spread wide with their crotch area widely exposed. You know what I'm saying? Frickin'. But then when people come around, they're like this with their hands over their chest. They're all like closed in. Once again, like I said, too much boundaries is just as bad as no boundaries. I guess there's truth to that. Everything in moderation, but it's like, yeah, this stuff's important, but to be over obsessed with this stuff at the same time, it's just like people who study serial killers. It's like, dude, there's got to be some sick, dark, twisted reason that you view this stuff. Unless your dad was a serial killer, there's some reason. Like you've been abused by narcs your whole life. That would be a reason to study this stuff, not just because, oh, I get off on everyone else's misery. And look how bad these people are and how awesome I am. That's another reason people do this sort of thing. They act as if they're helping others, but no, it's really just to soothe their own needs and for their own purpose. And it's a perfect disguise. That's like a narcozoid who is like, it's like a person who's a pillar of the community, and whenever the camera's watching, like a politician who's acting all serious and concerned, but behind the scenes they shut off the camera and they're laughing like, ha ha ha, we're really duping these guys. That was fun. Like seeing these people do this many times when it's supposed to be something really horrendous. Like you see people saying, oh, my whole family just got killed, and then they shut off the camera and there's another camera rolling and they're like, ha 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 ha, we really sold them some wolf tickets, like incubator babies. And that it's like, look, you must employ people who are already narcopathic, narcocidal, like really thirsty for some narc supply. They want to feel really freaking important. And if a person subcontracts them a gig, a position as an actor in their play, the whole world is a stage. I've heard before, like that's Shakespeare or something like that, and it's so freaking true. And these people are playing roles, and you'll see their mask slip, and you'll also see how, like, it'll be like I've had people that I know personally, and we hang out all the time, and then when we get around people, it's like they totally shift. They put on the charm. They act all like different, like duplicitous, and sometimes they start to like, it's like all of a sudden the secret competition comes in, and And then if you call them on it, it's like you'll see the narcophrenic come out, and they will just blast on you, dump on you, try to embarrass you. And what it is, I get it, man, the shame. These people are looking over their freaking shoulder from the shame. They know how many people, well, some of them do. Like, it's like a narcozoidal might not even remember what they did around. But, it's like a narcopath might know every single deliberate thing that they've done, and they might have like a photographic memory, or like a freaking, because that's what people like that do. They're reliving events, like a serial killer who tries to recreate some bad event over and over again. I mean, this is all just psychology mumbo jumbo, dude, really. And a lot of it is fictionalized. It was created, and they grandized it and exaggerated it greatly to sell books, like Sybil. You know what I'm saying? It's like the schizoid. That means split. Like, schizophrenics ain't split. Them motherfuckers are disconnected. They're like, and they just can't pay attention. They're gone. They're off in la la land. So, I mean, to my understanding, that's what it is. But if you say sluggish schizophrenic, like the Russians used to use, frickin', where it's just anyone who's a dissonant is labeled crazy, and then the doctors rubber stamp that shit. And now you can't get a job, you're effed. It's like, now you got to go die at the gulags. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, this is the real world we live in, like where people are used and abused. And look, the insane asylum, the psychology, they used to give people lobotomies, freaking, like, look, they used to torture people with freaking electronic devices stuck to their head. So look, you could just be having a rough patch and really be stressed the frick out, and enough stress, enough lack of nutrients and nourishment, you can get kind of screwy and have, like, it's like your mind's powerful, and it'll do things on its own through the subconscious if your frontal forefront personality doesn't keep it in check. You know what I'm saying? You got your heart and your brain and your stomach. These are all centers that are vying for control of your vessel here. And understanding that, it's like they should all be synced to some extent, but at the same time they shouldn't be, because that's just not normal. Most people got work to do, growing to do, maturing to do. To expect someone just to be right off Jump Street without giving them a chance to figure it out, trial and error, learn on their own, have some experiences, that means you expect too much. You're being narco. And I don't know, man, just looking at this stuff, it's just like, look, sometimes you gotta look at it objectively and subjectively. Like, I was abused by narcs. That's subjectively. Objectively, I'm going to put all that to the side, and I'm going to listen to what everybody else has to say, and I'm going to take it in as it comes. And I'm going to modify my beliefs and my understandings. And also, hey, I don't want to experience what everyone else has experienced, because I've already experienced enough myself. So sometimes it's nice just to be an observe, don't absorb situation, in the observe, don't absorb seat. Or sometimes healing yourself is helping others overcome the same afflictions, helping others along the way to save them the heartache and the pain and the distress and the what the F is going on moments that I've had to have. And then be in the retrospect, be like, oh, man, I wish I knew this 20, 30 years ago. Freaking would have done me right. I might have avoided a lot of bad choices I made in life because I was trying to cope. You know what I'm saying? With, look, not knowing, not having the right outlet, the right tools to go back and fix the freaking problem that was there in the first place. But then, I think everybody goes through it to some extent, but a lot of people are just unaware of it, just like I was. I mean, I didn't even understand any of this stuff till I was in my 30s, probably my late 30s. You know what I'm saying? And that wasn't that long ago. But I've been dealing with it my entire life from many aspects. It just wasn't close. This is an all-pervasive societal issue, and it's just more apparent than ever But look, the more people that learn about it, they're not going to be able to run their same magic tricks on us.